coming up. Should Brits be forced to change their lifestyle in order to meet net zero targets? I'm going to rattle off all of the things you are going to have to give up if we want to hit net zero by 2050. So, first, though, a senior police figure has caused outrage after suggesting that these controversial non-crime hate incidents should be rebranded rather than scrapped entirely. So more than 13,000 were recorded in England and Wales last year. That's despite police forces being told to only use them, whereas there is a serious risk of significant harm. And now the chairman of the College of Policing, Lord Herbert, has reportedly suggested that they should be renamed rather than ditched entirely. And I'll tell you why they want to do that, in my view, because they want to get the words non-crime out of it, to make it sound more sinister. Former Royal Marine Jamie Michael's life was turned upside down when he was hauled through the court simply for posting a social media video criticising the Labour government in the aftermath of that Southport massacre.
And I warned that this type of thing was going to start happening. We, as a community, should not let any of these type people into our valley, OK? We shouldn't let any of these migrants who've just come into the country, OK, settle you in the valleys.
But, shock horror, it took a jury of his peers just 17 minutes to acquit him earlier this month, and I'm not surprised by that. Well, I'm very pleased to be joined by Jamie himself tonight. Thank you very much for joining us, mate. It's great to have you on the show. Thank you for doing it. I mean, how did this whole thing affect your life to start with? What was it like for you?
Well, it's been very stressful over the past 7 months. I've been through some stressful situations in my life, but this has got to be up there with one of the most stressful. This involved my family. As I said in other interviews, they threatened to. My duty solicitor told me that I was possibly going to be facing terrorism charges, and also I was going to be possibly bringing my partner in just because she lived with me, just because she would be guilty by association. So the stresses of that, the kind of just the thought of that was quite stressful by itself. And then being sent to prison on a racial charge, that's got dangers of itself, because there are some dangerous people in prison, and some people, there's lots of migrants in there, and they could find out what you're in for, and they could possibly try to harm you when you're in there.
Using the internet without a VPN, a virtual private network, is a bit like taking to the road without car insurance. All it takes is one unlucky moment to cost you a lot of cash. This video's sponsor is Private Internet Access. They are the VPN to help keep you safe. Click the link in the description below to find out why over 30 million people have downloaded PIA to protect themselves online. A virtual private network is an app that hides your IP address and helps keep your data private. When you're browsing the internet at home, you give up a large amount of data to businesses, to shops, and indeed to social media giants too. Hackers have the ability to steal your personal data with ease, including sensitive information such as passwords, keystrokes, and even your personal photos. Private Internet Access helps protect your personal data by encrypting your internet connection to keep your data out of the hands of cyber criminals. And it's not just hackers either to be concerned about. Information can be censored too. When Canada passed their C18 bill, social media giants decided to ban news content on their platforms. But PIA can protect your ability to consume the news and content you love. Private Internet Access is available for Windows users, Mac OS, Android, Linux, iOS, and you can use one PIA subscription to protect an unlimited amount of devices. And we've got a huge GB News discount for you too. Click the link in this video's description and you'll get a massive 83% off PIA. That's under £2 a month, the price of a coffee, and you'll get an extra 4 months completely free on top. Also, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee too. Visit piavpn.com/GB News to start protecting yourself digitally today.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And I just wonder, you mentioned there about the duty solicitor. So some of that advice that you were getting early doors there from the person that you're looking to for a bit of help, really, sounds pretty terrifying. Were they initially telling you that you should try to just plead guilty to this, or how was it for you before Free Speech Union picked it up?
I told them I'm not going guilty, but they said, you should think about this, because they were comparing other charges at the time for the similar type thing, and they said that these people are facing 2 to 4 years, so you could be, facing possibly maybe 3 years, and that could be a year off your sentence. And I just kept repeating to them, I've never said anything racial. I'm not a racist. I have immigrant friends. I have mixed race friends, and I just stuck with my guns. But he just kept saying, I think we need to think about it. So he guided me down the no plea for my first court appearance in the magistrates' court. I went no plea, which was a mistake, because I should have gone not guilty from the start. Yeah. And like I said in other interviews as well, I was denied a phone call till after my police interview, and they said it was due to the charge I was facing. And otherwise I would have, sought, a solicitor that was recommended. And in the end, I ended up with the Free Speech Union, which, got me out of this mess. And from now on, that's going to be my message to everyone, is to, if you get in a police station, just call on the Free Speech Union when you're there, because
How interesting is that, though, Jamie? You've managed to answer. I've been desperate to talk to you, because you've managed to answer something that has been burning away at me. When I was seeing people arrested for things, charged with things in the aftermath of that Southport massacre, and they were going guilty, 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 guilty plea, and they were getting sent down for years. In the case of some of them did stuff wrong. I'm not going to make any bones about that. Some of them deserved to go to prison, in my view, for some of the things they did. Right. But a load of them didn't, and they still got years in prison. And I just wondered, what were their conversations with their solicitors at that time? And you have answered that question, where duty solicitors were telling people, plead guilty, plead guilty, plead guilty, and they did. And here we are. And I wonder how many of them, had they pled not guilty, like you, Jamie, would have been acquitted, like you, in about 17 minutes' time. But looking forward, Jamie, are you afraid, going forward, about the state of free speech in this country? Are you afraid about the potential for there being some kind of police state and the encroachment of police powers?
Well, I think they are trying to strip our free speech away bit by bit. Like you said, they are trying to rename this non-crime hate speech now, just like they renamed illegal migration to irregular migration, just to make it sound a little bit better. I think I do think our free speech is at risk massively, and that's they were the kind of things that were happening in Nazi Germany at the time, and this to me is a big kind of alarm bell ringing that we are going in that direction.
Yeah, just very quickly, really. I mean, the impact this had on you was absolutely massive, wasn't it? And just going forward, mate. I mean, do you think, is this going to shut you up, or are you just going to kind of keep speaking your mind?
No, I think it's important that I keep speaking my mind, because if I stop, then it's going to scare everyone else, and then this non-crime hate speech is directed at the right-wing politics, or the far right, as they call it. It's not far right; it's just this right-wing politics, and all the people on the left seem to get left alone. Just like the lady that had a knock on the door this week for just saying that she thinks the Labour councillor should resign. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, 2 police officers. They've got the time to do that. Greater Manchester, by the way, has one of the highest crime rates in the country.
The Labour councillors that are reporting people, especially around here, there's 2 other men sitting in jail now from the same Labour councillor that reported me. And I was at an event with the Voice of Wales on the weekend, and a lady told me there that a friend of hers, he was over the age of 60, also being reported by Labour councillors, now facing 18 weeks. Well, he is in jail for 18 weeks, and he's over the age of 60.
It's a big issue, that. It's a big issue that needs to be looked into, Jamie, about who is actually reporting it and are they members of the Labour Party. But, Jamie, thank you very much, mate. Good luck to you. I hope to talk to you again very soon. So this is a source in the Home Office who's told us we'd expect the police to be applying a common-sense approach when it comes to the recording of non-crime hate incidents, and guidance is already clear that trivial incidents should not be recorded. Where non-crime hate incidents can be useful is where they help the police to build an intelligence picture on community tensions in order to map trends and prevent escalation. Right, OK, coming up, I'm going to tell you everything you need to give up if you want to hit Ed Miliband's net zero targets.
Heavy showers first thing will be followed by a warm, cosy day.